invited Principal Rosalind Smith to tell us what parents need to note as they go into this new school year.
Hi, I'm Ros Smith. Currently, I'm a retired principal from Edmonton Public Schools, and I have the opportunity now to work as an educational consultant across the district and actually across the city, helping parents to be better engaged with schools, but most importantly, helping schools to understand racialized children and how we can best meet the needs of racialized children. So back to school is a very important time in everyone's life. And so I'm going to just share with you a couple of tips that I think might be helpful. First of all, I want to remind parents that COVID is not over. So, if you can make sure that your child has all the shots that they are eligible for, please do. It will really help us in the schools to ensure the safety, the cleanliness, and the reduced opportunities for transmission of any type of infections. So, and you can check with your health practitioner as to what shots your child may have. Second of all, I want to talk about safety. And safety is really paramount for all children from the ages of kindergarten up to grade 12. And safety involves ensuring that your child can get to school safely, that they're taking a bus. If they take a bus, make sure they take the bus with crowds of children, and get to know your children's friends and, if possible, their parents. Because when it comes to safety, we want to ensure that there's no altercations on the way to school, or bullying, or pestering of children. And the better we do that is to ensure that your child knows the safety rules and can get to school in a nice fashion so they are settled when they walk in the door. Remember, we are missing 2 years of school. There's been intermittent learning happening over those 2 years, and not all students have gained knowledge in the 2 years. They have many learning gaps, and this is for children right across the province, actually right across Canada. So we have to be mindful of that and help our child to settle into school and to develop some good habits around learning, because there's many bad habits that have set in, like not having a routine, not going to bed on a good time, and we want to dissuade that. So whatever you can do for your child, be it a child in grade 5 or a child in grade 10, setting routines and helping your child to understand that they're relearning lots of things, and they're also enhancing their knowledge on new things. So when you establish routines, make sure there's a routine for homework. There's no such thing as I don't have homework. I often say to young people, if you admire Drake as a singer and LeBron James as a basketball player, they have homework every day. They practice well beyond the time that their coach or their producer expects them to practice. So our children need to get into the routine of looking at their work, reviewing their work as much as possible. And when you're reviewing your work and you're talking to your children about school, set goals for your child. They don't have to be big goals, but little goals, because if you don't have a goal, it's very difficult to work hard in school. And your goal shouldn't be, I want my child to have all A's. Your goal might be something like, I want you to improve your spelling this year, or I want you to read more books. And be specific about that. Don't just say more books, just say, let's aim for reading 1 book a week, or let's aim for doing 3 math tests on our own during the month. So you're giving them something that's tangible to hang on to. And if you're unsure about the goals, that's when your collaboration with teachers will make a difference. Praise goes a long way with children. Having said that, praise without feedback means nothing. So you want to encourage your child to have mastery in one area of school, be it math, be it science, please don't let it be phys ed or music. Those two things will not get them a job. Okay, so just encourage that. And mastery doesn't mean perfect. Mastery means they've improved their skills from where they were before. Make sure your child has a mentor, be it somebody in your community that you trust, somebody at the school, or somebody within your family. Having that mentor and someone else to speak to besides their mom or their dad is really, really critical. And you can find these mentors if you have your children involved in community activities. And I encourage that. Learning doesn't only take place in the classroom. Africa Center, for example, has wonderful activities for schools. You know, the rec centers are really on point in helping students to find mentors and learning outside of school. Join a youth group, join a community group, join your church. I think that really will help students. And also encourage all your children to have choice in their learning. If they're studying history, find out what part of history they like and let them read well beyond the curriculum. I've met a young Black student in grade 6 who has taught himself physics over the summer. He's already decided what university he's going to in grade 12 and when he graduates from school, and he's working on his mastery of math. That child is certainly exceptional, but he's focused. He's intentional in his questions and conversations. And I think those are things that we can help all our children to do wherever they are on their learning journey. And learning for many children takes time. They won't all learn as quick as my little friend, but they can all progress in a marginal way. So in closing, I want to stress two things. Please take an opportunity to meet the teacher and meet the principal before you have any issues with the school. They are welcoming you. They want to see you. They want to know what you believe your priorities are for your children. They want to know how you and your children work together at home. They want to help foster a good learning environment, both at home and the school, where the expectations are very consistent. Let your school know your availability. So for some parents who are working during the day and they work in an environment where they don't have access to telephones, it's a good idea to share that with your school and say, listen, the best time to call me is at my lunch hour, which is between 12 and 1, or please call me after school. By the way, I don't have access to technology, so there's no use sending me an email. You know, have a telephone conversation or send a note. I think that's really, really important. And finally, the cell phones. The cell phone now is being used as a weapon. Children use it to bully people, to harass others. Parents are not often aware of what's happening on the cell phones. You as a parent, you're probably paying for the cell phone. You should have control over what is happening with that phone. That phone is for the safety and the protection of your child, to be able to communicate with others when necessary. It is not for downloading porno, cigarette ads, or inappropriate music. And all of those things I've seen on YEG and other websites where children visit in the last week. So I'm encouraging you parents to do your diligence and ask your child to see what's on their phone and what's important. And if you get a sense that there's something inappropriate happening with the cell phone, you know, please share that with the school or whoever is significant in your child's life that can make a difference. So be sure to follow the school's website if you can. Look for the notices that come home in the backpacks. I think that makes a difference for children as well. And most of all, when you're engaged with school, your child will be engaged in school. It's going to be a great year. There's been lots of planning going on for our young people, and I hope you take advantage of that. Thanks so much. And any questions, don't hesitate to email me, Rose Elaine Smith